can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss you, we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them on them, Mr. Buster man to start you. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the skin of money, girl, and say that it's not you. One day the man above end up in my gutter. Too much it in the kitchen, some fly by like a patu. My singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption peace.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, them rap and they down in a whatever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Boom! I mean, I say a couple to the flex they represent for Wayne Global TV. Ne? So I say, you know the code in the Wayne Global TV is what fully blessed on 90 days. So I say, yeah man, to the fullest. Yeah man, make sure them log in to Wayne Global TV. So I say, check it out. So I say, one cup of flex. So I say, Wayne Global. When you watch you know, feel my plan up and I try to put them on pan we head. But man, I live too long, them want Wayne Global fitted. To him juggle so smooth that them want him life for dread. I throw the bank, I like the break, but we ain't all about the bread. When we open up in the ears and don't listen what we said, cause we lyrics them so smooth like the linen on the bed. Them want we fit fall, we living on the edge, I must say true, make this them. We ain't Global TV, we are 90, anointed. Who Jaja bless, say no man can curse. Give it the Range Rover, uno drive years. Boom! We in Global TV to the fullest one cup of excellence. See me?
Good evening and welcome to A Government in Confusion, a country in dismay and an opposition in silence. Good evening and welcome to another of Andrew Holness's spinning, twisting, confusion. But what it does identify though is a slow but steady collapse of the Jamaica Labour Party and the Andrew Holness-led regime. To my community of party and all my family members, my platform moderators, membership holders, viewers and subscribers, commenters and trolls, good evening everyone. Good evening and welcome. Honadu, all know yourself. Good evening, good evening. Lovely to have you all here. You must have listened to the Prime Minister press conference today. You must have listened to the lies from Andrew Holness, the anger from the Prime Minister, the spinning and the plane of political expediency from the Prime Minister. One could ask themselves, though, what was all this blunder from yesterday to today? So current give me about currency. Marsha resigned yesterday, and everybody thought, wonder, what it is, what is it, what is it? What they could have catch her do? Wagwanya. And then we pondered overnight. The Prime Minister came today in a glaring press conference and him stitch up the thing, which leads so much question as to where is this all going? We don't call on Jehovah's because we have something for ask where nobody never hear about. Until the first we hear about it. Tonight is a zigzag, you know. Tonight is a zigzag. And I want you all in the comment to communicate with me tonight. Can anyone remind me of any statement put out last Monday of Matthew SAMUDA resignation as a senator and as a cabinet minister? Does anyone recall before the Prime Minister said it today? A government senator resigned from cabinet, from Senate last Monday, and we were only told today that Matthew SAMUDA tendered his resignation. Does it make sense? So, all right, when did Nigel? So from Nigel receiving promotion and decide to stitch up how it a go. Nobody knew Matthew SAMUDA resigned from the Senate and as a cabinet minister until today. But as far as we knew, Matthew SAMUDA was senator and minister of that for diverting water and whatever else. That's what we knew. And that's what Matthew SAMUDA was being paid for. Or whatever perks he received from being a senator. We only heard today, Prime Minister, but you say he tendered his resignation Monday, last Monday, and we are hearing only this, Wednesday? Shocking, isn't it? Dana Morris Dixon, your mouth pop off now. Just look at the wig. Dana, when it cock out and tips up, when you come, and it had dropped down pan you now, it looks like I see where your mouth tan, because your government mouthpiece, and you did to release a statement, you did to come out here come tell we, say Matthew SAMUDA resigned, and that space is vacant. Nobody never said nothing. Or is it because Nigel getting promotion or not have to do some stitch up and patch up? Let's deal with the constitutional here. Remember, we're chopping and changing tonight as it come in my brain, so me deal with it. But we're going to first look at the constitutionality of Matthew SAMUDA coming up nomination day, Prime Minister. We only, most of us, knew May of this year that one, Matthew SAMUDA was not born in Jamaica. He's of Commonwealth birth and heritage. That wasn't the great issue, though. We learned that he still holds his British nationality. It doesn't stop him, though, Prime Minister, from being nominated as a Commonwealth citizen based on our Constitution. Matthew SAMUDA, though, in May said he's taking steps to renounce his British citizenship. Prior to that, Prime Minister, has Matthew SAMUDA hold a Jamaican citizenship? Because his British citizenship is a matter of rights by birth, Prime Minister. But as a Commonwealth citizen, he can be duly nominated because he lived there over the 12 months. Has he ever hold a Jamaican citizenship prior to May? And if not, has he gone through the stages of renouncing his British citizenship? And has he taken steps if he had not had the Jamaican citizenship prior to May? Has he taken steps to make sure that is done, or have you all sorted out that diplomatically? So that's the constitutionality bit to his nomination. Another part, though, Prime Minister, this is not an appointment. Matthew SAMUDA is now seeking to become a representative. Therefore, we're going to be trying all over Matthew SAMUDA's personal life and everything, Prime Minister. Because he tendered himself to become a political representative. He's vying now for the representative. We want to know who Matthew SAMUDA's boyfriend is, because we know he has one. We want to know Matthew SAMUDA's educational background. We want to know his family connection, his friendly connection, if he's connected to any racist groups, if he's connected to any anti-Jamaican group or any anti-Black group. We want to know if Matthew SAMUDA is loyal to Jamaica or loyal to the Queen. We want to know a lot of things. One of the things that I've been searching for all day, Prime Minister, is to find some information on Matthew SAMUDA's educational background. Hard not to crack, Prime Minister. But let me tell you why the search. Because Beat and Teach alluded me to something last night, which we posted on social media, that the possible reason for the sudden resignation of Marsha Simmet is that the Prime Minister wants to force a by-election in that constituency, install Little British Matt in the House of Representatives, and later on, before Nigel goes in October, to install Matt as the Minister of Finance. Hey, that is woeful. And that a turn a lot of us head, Prime Minister. Because one thing we know of dictators, Carlos Wagwan, young DT, how you do? One thing we know of dictators do not put qualified people in position. They rather put their loyalists. Could it be that the reason for this by-election, because you cannot use someone in the Senate as Minister of Finance, given that when we caught Dalrymple stealing a year ago, she stepped down from government and constituency. The seat has become vacant then. A year on, we had not had a by-election. And we're just talking at the central government level at the moment, because we know there's seats in the local government to do. Nigel's seat also became vacant like a week before Marshall, but you know, Derek Simmet's son, one of the labor right hereditary, is being hoisted in that seat. It doesn't look politically expedient for Andrew Holness to have a by-election in Nigel's seat at the moment, because he can use Derek doing Simmet to come to Ministry of Finance. Does he have anyone within the representative at the moment that is willing to take on the job? I don't know. It would spark a reason, though, why this political expedient by election, and when we say by election in this manner, we don't mean BY election, which is the legal term. We're talking BUY election, the economic corrupt term. So that is how you must see the by-election we're talking about at the moment. BUY by-election, not BY by. BUY by-election. Marshall Simmet's seat only became Marshall Simmet's seat only became vacant. Marshall Simmet's seat only became vacant yesterday. The Prime Minister announced a by-election today. What is the reason for that? There's other seat vacant, long waiting for a by-election. The people of South Chilani has been without a representative for over a year. And the Prime Minister has not looked left or right. Is the Prime Minister planning to use Matthew SAMUDA as Minister of Finance? It's hard to find anything out there and Matthew SAMUDA's educational background. Because most governments around the world, when you're choosing a Minister of Finance, you choose someone in the remit of economic who have background in finance or in economy. What is Matthew SAMUDA? Matthew SAMUDA background when we look and find, just look like an administrative PR person in the different private sector organizations he's worked in before coming to Senate. Is it that Andrew Holness is good after the brilliance of the world-class Nigel, if we believe UNO, our international partners? You mean after the world-class Nigel, this would be what you have to offer? Come here, PNP. We'll soon get back to the labor then. Oh, we don't hear nothing from no yet. Whether una contest it or Andrew is corrupt, Andrew is playing politics. Has anybody seen anything from the People's National Party officially regarding what Andrew did or said today? Did anyone saw the anger coming from the Prime Minister when he was asked a question about education today? There was the short time that Andrew spoke at that press conference. There was so much. Hold on, let me see what Mark Golden say. So, PNP said it will not contest the Northeast sentence by-election announced by Prime Minister Holness. Dr. Ryan Simpson is currently party standard bearer. The vacancy follows the resignation of Marsha. So the People's National Party has put out a statement today, yes. So they're not contesting it. I don't agree with that, though. I think they should contest it, but then again, it leave to them. But I think other than the press release, there ought to be a press conference speaking to the people, addressing the people, not on paper, on camera, why we're not, and why Andrew Holness is playing politics, why this is a terrible move. It's not hard to do those things. Opposition means you speak out against everything odd and bad that the government is doing. And I don't think, me can't read fine writing, beat and teach. I'm speaking about them speaking to the people on camera. And everybody at Jamaica can read, and everybody at Jamaica read fine print. Somehow we all. That's the whole reason of speaking to the people, and everybody, when them release them something they can read. And PNP don't seem to understand that. Me not strain my eye to read them fine writing, then neither. Unless me have it on my computer, on my phone, me have it now. But that's why a press conference matters, speaking to the people. And not everybody are going to have access to read it, and not everybody can read. But that's for the PMP. Remember Mark Golden? Karen said it tell KD Knight said the way how Andrew Holness are going with things. When I got turned up a Old Hope Road in a, what you call it, you lady? Museum. But it really coming like a museum now, like I just sitting there for you look pan. Because there doesn't seem to be a vibrant machine against a corrupt, politically expedient government. The machine don't seem to be vibrant at all. And Mark Golden need to use his social media page more and stop the hovering and buffering. Election campaign message and constituency conference message is not the only thing Mark Golden can post on his page. And you post every little jip and jab on his page. People go to Mark Golden page to see what Mark Golden is saying. But Mark Golden is not using his social media page. Only when there's a constituency conference, you see him post political message. The people want to hear your views on issue. You don't have to wait, Mark Golden, till them thief and fake news people come turn on them camera upon you. You have a camera for yourself. You can speak to the world on many different mediums. You can speak to the world on many different mediums. You don't have to just sit down and slappy and cold so and just allow Andrew to come and roll the lies and everything and find tongue. So and we're not holding there. We're not holding not here to speak, come speak to the people then. Hmm? And the one just come out with a bitter lies every day. What is Matthew Samuda educational background? Should Matthew Samuda become our finance minister? Because you can't choose a finance minister from the Senate. They have to come from the representative. You can use some other government posts from over this Senate, such as Dana Dixon and Kamina Johnson. You can do that, but the finance minister have to come from in the representative. If him not planning to use Matthew Samuda as the minister, to install Matthew Samuda as the minister of finance, what would be this political expedient exercise by a seat becoming vacant yesterday and a by-election is announced today? The date of election coincide with just before Nigel leaves. Do you trust Matthew Samuda with the country's finances? Matthew Samuda will call for hanging comeback in a 2018. Matthew Samuda will just realize where they take the water and give foreign friend them, him white friend them, to build hotel, and we now have water for bathe, drink, nor nothing. We don't have water. Do you trust that man to be in charge of your finances? You can't find anything on his educational or experience that would say this deal favorable to finance Marsha, the Ministry of Education, and Matthew as well. But what would if Faval is going to be the Minister of Finance, whatever position, if I'm going to put Matthew at any other department until general election come, him could move him around. I think it's only the finance ministry and which other may be secluded to the thingy there. It would make sense, the by-election, if him ever use Favor as Minister of Finance, it don't make sense. Because you could have still used Matthew Fan over the Senate there, so. My girl, they couldn't scan the Marsha, couldn't serve out our time. Why the haste? Ask this question. What's the haste in installing Matthew Samuda in the House of Representatives? What is the haste in installing Matthew Samuda in the House of Representatives? Matthew Samuda is a cabinet minister already. He's a member of Andrew Holness' cabinet. If it's not for the finance minister, which he ought to come from, I get the Favor argument and moving around, but you wouldn't have to do this if you're putting Favor at finance and you're putting Marsha at education. Marsha don't have to resign to go to the Senate for that to happen, and Matt doesn't have to come into the representative for that to happen. This expediency more suggests about the Ministry of Finance. Who telling us the Favor want to take on that burden? Who tell you said the dictator don't want somebody who is loyal to him? Who tell you say Matt isn't the only person who willing to say, yes, boss, may we do the run for you. Today doesn't make sense. No, but yes, she has to resign to be a senator, beat and teach. But wherever Andrew is going to put him now, put her now, she could still be doing that as a representative, which she constitutionally holds until Parliament is dissolved. The issue is not her. The issue is why the expediency in installing Matt in the House of Representatives. Matt has been in the Senate for some time now. He has been in the government for some time now. What's the haste in installing Matt in the House of Representatives is a bigger question for me here. If you're going to use Favor as finance minister, or then let's stretch it out a bit further. Could it be that under the wholeness and the central executive may say, and the wholeness have to go step aside as well? And this is hoisting in Matthew SAMUDA. So Matthew SAMUDA can be a part of the leadership race. I don't know what the Prime Minister threw out here today. It calls for a lot of question asking and throwing over it because it don't make sense. The only sense it will make, which is not much sense, is that he wants to install him as the Minister of Finance. That's the more sense coming through from this move. Other than that, it doesn't make sense if he already has somebody in. Because when he spoke about Marsha, Marsha will be appointed in the future because Marsha has a lot of experience in industrial relation. Given the chop and change he's citing, could it be that Colonel Charles is going to be removed from Ministry of Labor and Marsha Simmet is going to be going to the Ministry of Labor? But it doesn't matter where Marsha Simmet is, whether be in the representative or in the Senate going to the Ministry of Labor. She wouldn't have to step down for that. The greater issue is Matthew SAMUDA was going to run for the seat at the next general election. Why ask Marsha to resign and install Matthew SAMUDA is the confusion. That is the confusion for me. Why? Because if you have somebody already in the House of Representatives that is going to go to the Ministry of Finance, Matthew SAMUDA could continue with his portfolio when resigned last week, what we never hear about. There's a game being played here. There is a game being played here. Of course, politics is being played out here, one-sidedly though, corruptly by this Prime Minister. The people of South Trelawney has not had representative for a year. The people of South Trelawney have not had representative for a year. Them not nobody to go to. But you forced Marsha out yesterday. And you announced today that we will install Matt at the end of the month. Because it will be a coronation. Because the People's National Party is not contesting it. Why you not just coronate him? Can win already, though. Just do a coronation and install Matt in a duly elected and contested seat. What are you waiting for, Prime Minister? What are you waiting for? It's all politics. But none of this politics that is being played by your Prime Minister. You'd have to go ask him university if him have a master in finance. Don't ask me. I'm in a university, I'm in a mark papers. But there's nothing to research on Matthew Samuda. Nothing. Nothing out there for research. We know him go to the university. We went to the University of the West Indies. But when study, when him got there, what's his educational background? We know say him adopted father, the black Samudas, was in the economic area and the legal area, I believe. We don't know. But we can't find anything for him in the financial or the economic sector. You know? But it's all panning all over the place. The country no problem, you know. The country is in problem. All is going to finance ministry. Can we just favor with our finances, given how much that's missing at the education department? Or is it that we just have to accept thieves along the way because we don't have better than thieves? As that it turn out to know, we have to accept thieves. And do you, the people of Saint, wherever Matthew Samuda coming, do you feel safe putting Matthew Samuda in the House of Representatives? That Matthew Samuda that deny you the human rights, water. Matthew Samuda deny you the human rights of access to water. If Matthew Samuda becomes our Minister of Finance, or possibly the next leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, how far do you think this could go? We have another about a month to watch the gameplay of this Prime Minister as to where he's going with it, where he's taking it, how far he's willing to stretch it. Because we know when he's ready to hold the truth and elasticate the truth and just check it out, so just check it out. This Prime Minister, who just this week was speaking about investment in education. Did you hear when Maher Stewart, or whatever he is called, from Nationwide, asked him a question today on education? Did you heard how the Prime Minister became belligerent? Did you see the belligerency and heard the belligerency from the Prime Minister in his answer? When the Prime Minister gets asked a question about education or by student, you remember that young man with the NIDS question as well, and how the Prime Minister became angry? Andrew Holness have no shame in putting Matthew SAMUDA at Minister of Finance. Dictators don't look for people with skills or qualification. Dictators look for loyalists. Be loyal to me, and I can put you in high offices. That's all a dictator requires. Matthew SAMUDA doesn't have to have the experiences to become the Minister of Finance under Andrew Holness. Come on, we've had the experiences. Horace Chang is a medical doctor in charge of the Ministry of National Security. Christopher Tufton has his educational background in PR, marketing, and administration. He's the Minister of Health, though. So why you think Andrew Holness would not put Matthew SAMUDA, who we cannot find anything on his educational or experience background in economy or finances? What do you think is going to, or could, or will stop Andrew from doing it? I'm just not looking for competent people. I'm just looking for loyalists. There's a reason why Andrew put his wife at the top of the legislature. It's about loyalists. Why do you think Andrew hasn't done any meaningful shifting around in his cabinet for the last 4 years or 8 years in Chang's case? A dictator align themselves with loyalists. A dictator is not about the country. A dictator is about power, control, and social standing. It's not really more than that. So if Andrew Holness installed Matthew SAMUDA as the Minister of Finance, me not go surprise. He's done such bullcrap before. What do you think is going to stop Andrew Holness from doing another bunch of bullcrap? Is it not what this Prime Minister does? Why do you think the Prime Minister is going to wake up suddenly and say, oh, I must stop being a bullshit? Oh, no. He's a narcissist. He has personality disorder. He's going to do more of it. But can Matthew SAMUDA manage the finances of your country? No matter what thieving technocrat, remember the well-experienced Nigel, have a lot of thieving technocrats around him. But that thieving Nigel still have not seen 8 years of appropriations account. And he is swindling off into the sunshine with 1.7 trillion unaccounted for. A major scandal that stripped even Jamaica highest as Hussein Bolt. Jamaicans who have worked and invest their money for their pension age. That brilliant Nigel Clark. Global TV will take a break and we will return shortly.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do in no money, what they at you, in no at you. Covid money, miss away in the yellow rat you. Use the youth, them on the waste, must a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but me got in a figure you. Take this spit of money, gal and say that is not you. One day the man above end up him, I got stop too much. It in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me,
300% free.
it burn me,
Garbage pile up the day.
it burn me,
Give the teacher them
it
raise.
burn me,
I see corruption please.
it burn me,
Mash down the people them house.
it burn me,
Every day appear arms out.
it burn me,
Appear money them a thief.
it burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our fever. Member bowl honey and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me,
Or they treat the market man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the cat man.
it burn me,
Or they treat the peanut man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the dirt man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the son man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat policeman.
it burn me,
How them a treat soldier man.
it burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again.
Thank you very much and welcome back. If you're a regular globalist, you will always hear me say, when this Prime Minister speak, it confuses me. Today is the height of it. I'm really confused by the actions and utterance of the Prime Minister and what is coming out of the Prime Minister government over the last 24 leading up to 36 hours. Very confused. Like a lot of you, I hate listening to Andrew Holness because I know I'm going to become angry or annoyed or frustrated or whatever. But in the capacity of what I do, I have to listen to him. Otherwise, I cannot come out here and talk to you about it if I am not listening to him, or if I don't put myself through the painstake of listening to the gibberish and the flattery of this Prime Minister, speaking about everything but nothing. But this is all politics. All politics for Andrew Holness's benefit. Nothing to do with the country. Nothing to do with the country's economy. Because if Uno Andrew Holness, remember where the race and Bertha attack on Mark Golden, you all spoke about what the word name? Being patriotic, loyalty to your country, and all sort of them something there. White Mark Golden, you know. Remember that war over white Mark Golden loyalty? Does Mark Golden choose between Britain and Jamaica if there's a war? I don't know why I don't rub up with Jamaica and Britain in a war. As if Jamaica can take on war with even its Caribbean neighbor, never mind Britain. These were just the hypotheses that Uno used in the race and Bertha attack. But Black Nigel Clark, me don't hear nobody talk about Nigel Clark being a patriot and stay here and develop Jamaica and fix Jamaica economy. No, Niger loyalty is to the Americans and the Europeans, is it not? I mean, anybody talk about being patriotic and being loyal. All of that get thrown out the window now. Hmm? All of that get thrown out. What will stop Andrew? But we're going to have a lot of debates about who. If Andrew Holness, before the election, has not installed or announced a new minister of finance, then the debate about Matthew becoming the minister of finance become even more heightened. Because if Faval got a ministry of finance, and Marsha got a ministry of education, and Matt got switch around anywhere else, you really wouldn't have to force Marsha to step down, and you really wouldn't have to force an imminent by-election. That's where the confusion is for me in accepting that Faval will become the new Minister of Finance. That is the problem I'm having. I saw them turn, them run come over every minute and not even at hitting the like button. And then them say me dance, them say me this, them say me that. So what wanna love to listen to dance? Wanna love listen to dance, so I can't even hit the like button. Me not talk nothing with sense. A people business me a talk and a numbers me a look. And them something there that I don't say all the while though. So me couldn't crowd up over here and I can't hit the like button. The like button doing something? Bad man, I go kill them. And then they also talk about mad them. Free up on a conscience. Go to maternity and deliver that belly. Won't care for me. Hard up now. No belly no for care for 12 months. Unless a jackass wanna be. Oh, that would explain the jackass, isn't it? Because someone will breed for 12 months now. And then they just sit and go mad then. Tell them to free up them conscience. Free up your conscience. Stop going to bed in your bloody anger. Wayne don't know you, but you're angry with Wayne. So keep being angered. Because I'm going to provide you more reason for being angry. So if it's because you're angry with Wayne why you're not hitting the like button, you're going to find even more reason to be angered about. Because I'm going to question and I'm going to ask and I'm going to talk and I'm going to do all sorts of mingles and scrambles. When I love for there, but I don't love to hit the like button. So on there for to go walk and talk, say what me I say. Lord Jesus, what a country. What a country. When a JLP people, we say Mark Golden never loyal. Do you find Nigel loyal and patriotic? No JLP there on the platform tonight. Any JLP there, what do you think Mark Golden isn't loyal or patriotic of his color, passport, heritage, and what you call the other one? Passport, citizenship, heritage. I mean, I know how all dunce, what they done Slayer man, the name. What they done Slayer man name, we mix up passport and citizenship together. What they done Slayer name again? Any labor right there here, when you can't hold up on the hand? Any one of the labor rights are here who thought Mark Golden wasn't patriotic? Can you hold up your hand, please? I want to ask you a question. Is there anyone? Is there any member, supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party here who thought Mark Golden, who is a British citizenship holder, just as Matthew SAMUDA, is not patriotic or loyal to Jamaica? Is there anyone here? Would you like to ask the same question of Nigel Clark, given the creme de la creme of an economist and finance minister and whatever shittister we heard or know Nigel Clark to be? Do you think Nigel Clark is being a traitor to Jamaica at the point where we need to keep the Jamaican economy and the Jamaican finances stable and its continuous development that has been continuously plunged down our throat, how well they have done with our economy at the top and how the economy is doing well and how much they're going to make sure they start trickle down that economy that they have sorted out at the top. Do you think Dr. Clark is a traitor to Jamaica? Is there anyone from the Jamaica Labour Party? Wildman, yes, the dunce Wildman. The Jamal class lawyer. In that issue, Mr. Wildman, you're a bright man. But yes, in that issue, that was very Jamal, Mr. Wildman. To wrap passport and citizenship together, Mr. Wildman, a travel document and citizenship. Never heard of it, Mr. Wildman. Never mind. Never mind, Mr. Wildman. Me don't know how you did get this, so, and what purpose it served you, ramming yourself into that corner. But anybody from over Labour, right, on a hand, what happened to a finger, all up on a hand, anybody to hear, is Nigel a traitor to Jamaica? Does Nigel lack patriotic or whatever the word is? Has Nigel betrayed Jamaica? Because Nigel a run off left the economy. Nigel is running off left the economy. Here why I think Andrew Holness is going to put this youth at finance. Remember where him have him, Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Why you think a dunce prime minister like Andrew Holness wouldn't think because he's a cabinet minister in economic growth and job creation is somebody qualified enough to run the country finances? Why don't you think Andrew Holness is stupid enough to think that's a good pick? Talk truth. Talk truth. Why do you think the Prime Minister now go put him a finance if him have him a Ministry of Economic Growth? Talk truth. The Prime Minister, they have him there now. So why you think him now go put him there, so? So what, the Labour right them not here, we call them. And I'm going like, we're not there. Huh? We're not going like, we're not there. We know so not there, no can't answer. I wonder if people like Vegas, they see any reason with Nigel running off left broke down Jamaica. I wonder if Chopper John them have no problem with Nigel running off left Jamaica in a tattered position just to go work for wicked white people to help them mash up black economies across the world. That's what Nigel Clark is leaving Jamaica for, you know. To go mash up more black countries. Mashing up Jamaica alone wasn't enough. Nigel said, slave master, give me the war hit axe. I want to you. Me will wield it. Huh? Give me the axe. Me will wield it. That's what Nigel Clark said to his slave masters. With the two more ministers so far. Oh, God. I wonder who. This immediate installation of Matthew Samuda to the representative suggests two things from my point of view. One is an idea from Beat and Teach, which I hold on to. Him tell her to step down of the by-election, install him as finance minister. Or Andrew knows say he is going to have to step down, but he wants Matthew Samuda to be in the leadership race. Members say Matthew Samuda was one of them vibrant one in the G2K. Matthew Samuda was, correct me, Beat and Teach if I'm wrong. Matthew Samuda was instrumental in the PR behind the Andrew Holness 2015 campaign. Am I not correct? But Andrew Holness, on the other hand, you seem to have a soft spot for Matthew Samuda. But we want to know Prime Minister because he's coming to the representative, and he could vie for leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party. We want to know who Matthew Samuda's boyfriend is. We want to know Matthew Samuda's educational background and experience, particularly Prime Minister, to do with finances. We want you to answer the questions of constitutionality to do with his citizenship, whether he has a Jamaican citizenship prior to May of this year. And since he has announced that during May of this year that he will be taking steps to renounce his UK citizenship, can you speak to us of the constitutionality of Matthew's nomination, which will take place in the next few days or so? We can't find nothing from Matthew Samuda, Debbie. Not much. Don't out there to find. Basic commodities, separate, red stripe, entertainment. You know, say Andrew Dunce, said Andrew will say, because him do all of these different work over in different places, he's a good person to be the Minister of Finance. No, Andrew Holness, not really so. A whole heap of work in a different areas of the private sector when I have nothing to do with running the finances of a company or a country, Prime Minister. But we know you're fool. And everything you do is fool and self-serving. Everything you do fool and self-serving. So we can't rule out, say, you're not going to do a fool pick of putting Matthew Samuda at our purse. Or you're making space for Matthew Samuda to enter into the leadership race either before or after the conference in November. Because maybe your illiciticism, Prime Minister, might throw you off the ship, you see. One big thief jump off, maybe another big thief are going to get thrown off, Prime Minister. And that big thief might just be Andrew Holness. Could it be that Matthew Samuda is being thrown in the ring against Floyd Green, Darrell Valls, Chris Tufton, and all the other pigs that will roll out of the pig pen after the demise of Andrew Holness? Because Andrew Holness, even the central executive, know that you're not winnable at the next general election. They know that. They are forcing you to adjust things in the party. This is the whole soca and brouhaha that you're doing. What I think has gave them a little leverage over you is that because Nigel Clark has gone and you have to be doing twist and turning and chop and changing, they may be suggesting to you, you need to do a broader restructuring. Nothing you can do to rise a dead horse. You could roll away the stone from Lazarus's grave, Prime Minister. You have killed the credibility and the electability of the Jamaica Labour Party. You and your Holiness, single-handedly, even though with 49 thieves behind you, you have managed single-handedly to destroy the country. Single-handedly. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine Matthew SAMUDA? These are all the little G2K boys, you know. The Flight Greens and the Matthew SAMUDAs and the Nesta Morgans and the Hooter Frogans and all of the Dragons. These are the little G2K sprats who don't have the qualification or experience. These little pusillanimous gifts that just leave university the other day. These are the people who are running your country because they have wrapped up to a young boy leader who like to fingers and fondle the G2Ks and take the whole bloody country and hand over to some little careless faggots. Do you all see where Jamaica is going? Are you going there with them? Do you see where it is going? And are you going there with them? What a woe for Jamaica if Matthew SAMUDA becomes the Minister of Finance. It will be worse. He will do worse than what he's done to our water. Hey, if him do so bad with water, imagine money with them love. Hey, Jesus. At that time, you just see money divert. You think water divert it? If Matthew SAMUDA becomes your next Minister of Finance, you think you say water divert? Why not put Dead Man Mackenzie, Prime Minister, as the Minister of Finance? Why not? You couldn't get worse than that, is it? Or even Darrell Vaz would be a good pick. It's bad enough. Let's take it worse, Prime Minister. It couldn't get worse than this. We could pick up any old thingy rather out there. Why not give Ministry of Finance to Rhoda? Husband, Prime Minister, wife, Speaker, and side chick, Finance Minister. We could create a song out of that, Prime Minister, couldn't we? We could create a song out of it. You cannot trust Andrew Holness not to be a bitch on heat politically. You cannot trust him to be a euphemist nurse. Hey, Jesus. Don't go loose tonight, Wayne. Don't go loose. But you cannot trust Andrew Holness. Everything Andrew Holness has done, but especially in the last 4 years, it has always been about him from day one. But particularly in the last 4 years, it's purely about Andrew Holness. All about propping up Andrew Holness. All about keeping Andrew Holness in place and in power. At this point, the way our country is run, I mean, you could use L.A. Lewis, you could use Mackerel, You could use Barbara. There's so many people you could take up and become our Minister of Finance, Prime Minister. You have the amount of money to be you. Why? Any by election. You have any amount of money, Prime Minister, to be you. Why? Any BY election. So you could use anybody at this point. It really doesn't matter who it is in any position, because it cannot, Prime Minister, get worse than that, is it? Hmm? It really cannot get any worse. So rather be Mackerel, Ellie, Barbara, with the other one over TikTok named Rosalie, Derek. I mean, you could use Derek. Derek beg, that's good financing, Prime Minister. Derek beg him hotel fee every night for sleep at hotel. I mean, you could use those people. You really don't have to struggle and a baffle to find a good finance minister. Come on now. Look how much people you have out there to choose from. It's a mediocre show, Prime Minister. There's so much, so much. Even Peanut Jed, one of your ambassadors. Hmm? I mean, Peanut Jed would have done a better job, wouldn't he? There's a lot, Prime Minister. With the DT, they're going about the economy of Chinese food. Murder! Even Bev, Prime Minister Bev, tell you, say, murder to blood clot people. I mean, even Bev could run the finance ministry. Prime Minister, you really don't need somebody special in any of your government position. Because, Prime Minister, when it comes to it, we see you push out everybody out of the way and stand up in front of them camera. So I don't see the reason for choosing anybody special put there, because I am going to run it anyway. Yeah? I don't see no reason for you put anybody special there. You're going to run it. Just put a face there. I mean, there's so much people you could choose from. Hmm? So much. People with popularity on social media you could choose from and install them in any seat. Hmm? Because you're a social media prime minister, aren't you? You're twirling and swirling in front of the camera. Lisa, Hannah, Michelle, Charles, and Vaz type of prime minister. Always swirling and twirling. Click, click, click. Look at me. Smile. Vogue prime minister. That's the way you run your government. So I don't see what's the struggle in just shut your eye and draw a finance minister out of the bag, prime minister and minister of everything. Hmm? Prime minister and minister of everything. You could just close your eyes and draw a finance minister out of the bag. Any bloody thing will do, is it not? Anything. At this point of your governance, Prime Minister, anything will do. We could use a cat to run any ministry because on a thief just like a puss. So on there and puss there is really not much of a difference. Puss a puss span 2 foot, puss a puss span 4 foot, puss a puss a puss. Prime Minister. Juliet. Hey. But then again, Juliet would even be a better pick because she understand the accountant. Juliet understand how to thief. Him could thief from the IMF and give away money not to Juliet. Like how you thief from we and build 800 million apartment. You thief the people them land and you stretch it out like elastic. Juliet. We saw the other day, Juliet, your husband sent the forestry department and count and tantamount of police and soldiers go thief high-end mahogany to make high-end pieces of wall ropes, door jambs, and window jambs, and all sorts of marmalade. for Juliet 800 million apartment. Come on, Prime Minister, shake up the bag. Just pick out something and announce it. We'll have to accept it. We have no choice. Do we? Playing, playing politics of this Prime Minister. If you think it's taking loyalty too far, then you don't understand dictatorship. If you think it's taking loyalty too far, then you just don't understand dictatorship. Dictatorship survive and loyalists. Dictators don't look for people with experience. Dictators don't look for competent people. Dictators look for people who they can control and who they can micromanage. Dictatorship is not about experience or the job being done. It's about that person making sure what is done to keep you in power and to keep you from being challenged. That's what dictators do. Dictators don't care about them other little fringes that what we think about. And this is why Andrew's move over the last 24 hours is concerning, because we've been waiting for a year for by-election to be had. And Andrew Holness step aside, look aside, turn around, look away, and is refusing to give the people of Trelawney political South Trelawney political representation, because it's not politically expedient for Andrew. There's that St. Thomas seat at the local government that is vacant for months now. Andrew Holness, because it's not politically expedient and they want to maintain their majority, they're not having it. The JLP councillor that died just recently, that's a seat that they know or foresight that they will not be winning back either, because it was a PNP era that they win, I understand, on a thin majority. But there's a broader unfolding debacle around Andrew that many of you are not foresighting, is the seat of the old giants and dragons of the Jamaica Labour Party, such as the dead Mike Henry, Manayard, and all those other people who don't want to walk away from their seat willingly unless their seat are being bought from them. These old juggernauts of the Jamaica Labour Party. So Andrew is caught in a pickle as how he's going to replace some of these retired, outdated, dead politicians. JST I go run again. Wami now go run again. Manayard now go run again. Mike Henry dead. Boy, I don't know if I see if Babsy I go run again. Why should we have Chang again? There's a lot of chop and changing to do within the Jamaica Labour Party. But doing it at this time with the most corrupt government, with a government and an administration that has lost its credibility across the country, you wonder what they hope to achieve in doing all this. But in the midst of it all, the country and its people are in the turmoil of Andrew Holness's quest for power. Thank you very much for being here tonight with us on Global Television. We really appreciate your support, even to you who just sit down and watch. I mean, if a bad mind on a bad mind, or an anger on a too angry, or you just don't understand how to hit the like button. But never mind. If for somebody we are telling a lies and manipulate on, on a run, on a click, on a tear it on. But never mind. We're used to that. And we will not play up to that, you see. And that's not hope for me, you know. When I'm not going to get it, though, I'm going to remain me, perfectly me, perfectly me. Thank you very much, and good night from the Global Television Group.